Okay, hello. Please tell me if you're hearing me uh, correctly now, so we can start. I think, yeah, I have my visual recognition right here. Okay, let me know if you can hear the instrument. And my voice, and we can start. Hello everyone, welcome to another version of this called Life Solutions. And you know it's the place for you to give me your questions so we can clarify some things, and hopefully things that will work for everyone to know. I'm usually trying to cover every aspect of this instrument. We have guitar back there, and I can give you some of my knowledge in theory and whatever. Always remember, I'm not the high priest of bass. I consider myself not the greatest, actually. I would say transcription is my thing, more of a theory thing. But I think I can help you with many things. So after that, I will remember you that now we have activated the super chat thing that you can access. So if comments gets a little bit lost, you can go there, or maybe in the description also I have a thing for PayPal use, because I think it doesn't allow PayPal. And what else? You can go and follow me on the socials, as you know, Cover Solutions everywhere. And we can soon start saying hello to the people right here. Hello to Nassim, he's always there. Hello to Teon, Jake, Barba Vergara pregunta, ¿eres de Chile? Sí, soy de Chile, también hablo español. Questions in Spanish will be answered in Spanish, okay? And what else? Oh yeah, the frequently asked usuals. I'm from Chile, as I said. This bass is called Washburn Taurus T24. What else? You know the usuals. I use only digital processing. That's what you're hearing right now. Just my bass into the computer. And what else? Well, you will surely remember me if I forget something. Hello, Jeremiah Adams, Jorge Luis, desde México también. Watching in Portugal. I like this. I really like when I already know there's a lot of people from every country. So here's the deal. It's usually difficult for me to give empathy to every one of you. So I know two languages. I know English a little bit, as you can hear, and I know Spanish. That's my native language. So I would love to know more and to give you more a personalized thing. But we all know that English has taken the place for a universal kind of a mode of communicating, especially on the internet. So I prefer to use that and give it all the other communication to the instrument. Okay, I think we all can learn just without knowing. Even to communicate verbally, we can learn music. I really think so. In a way, of course. So let's begin with some questions, and I will remember you that you can what can you do in the questions? You can ask me about maybe things that you're not getting clear in the covers that I upload constantly. So we have visions in which you can I can show you things about the tablatures, little things that you maybe skipped. You can also ask whatever you want, really. But I'm not taking requests now, like in the live chats. Okay, this is all for a flow of learning. Okay. And you can use the super chat if you want to. Okay, you can support me in many ways, and I always appreciate it, as I say to you, because you're the fuel of this. Okay, you're controlling this. I'm doing the songs that people ask me, and doing whatever that people. You have the control over here. Okay, remember that. And as I said, that's the old usual question. How long have you been playing bass? And I've been playing about 6 or 7 years. So I don't remember dates, but probably 3 or 4 years, and that has been the age of the channel in which I've been playing quite intensely, because I set myself a lot of goals, you know, playing a lot and uploading a lot of videos. It's actually a good advice for you if you want to progress. Having an audience and getting kind of like a stand in public, that's the new way of the YouTube thing. I always think when I upload something, I'm confronting myself to a lot of people, and that makes you want to go better. So if you play by yourself, you will never get that much I think concert about how are you doing things. So can you do a video on learning songs by ear? I can do that, yes, but transcription, I think I did a thing on transcription. We transcribed actually a Foo Fighters song. I don't remember. I think it was Monkey Wrench, and I don't remember. I think it was in a D drop. So we transcribed the whole thing, and if you go to Twitch, actually you can see a lot of the transcription streams that I do, and you will notice it's quite it's a quite boring thing to watch probably, but that's the main thing of the channel, and my main work is having a whole afternoon, probably in a whole day, or maybe even more than one week, trying to transcribe and hearing something. It's difficult. Okay. Can you play a Seinfeld theme? I don't know that. Have you played acoustic bass? Okay, I never played acoustic bass, but I think I don't remember if I had the opportunity. But I really love to have one. You know, for unplugged settings, it's always great to have that in mind. And I think you can think about that instrument more like a acoustic guitar in some ways. But yeah, I never played it. What is your process for taking song requests? So, I usually go with Patreon first, so that's why I always encourage you to do the Patreon thing. But I take requests from there, about 6, maybe monthly, and there and now I'm unfortunately neglecting a little bit of the YouTube things, but I'm working on some other things that not specifically have been asked for patrons. Okay. I actually in the Black Hole song that I covered, that I uploaded recently, I told you, every one of you, that I wanted to know what's the one that you want me to do. So I think I have to go for more popularized way of getting songs. Okay, if you're lucky enough to have been in the when I had maybe 1,000 subscribers or less, I actually played whatever song anyone told me in the comments. If you told me a song in the comments, I will play it. That's because I had a little amount of comments. So those are things that advancing will not allow me to do. Yes, hello from Venezuela. Hola. Y pregunta en español, de hecho, ¿qué método de estudio recomiendas? Te recomiendo venir a estos streams y preguntarme lo que tú quieras. Y el método de estudio es practicar al menos una vez al día, ¿ya? Sea lo que sea como sea, aunque sea 1 minuto, 15, 10, 1 hora diariamente. Creo que es lo mejor. Basic lessons for beginners. Okay. It's a quite broad question to ask, you know. I can give you a lot of basic lessons for beginners, but as I always say, position of your hands technique is very important in the first place, okay? There are some people that get quite obsessed with technique all over the years, and I don't share that much, but I really share the use of good technique applying to playing better things. So position is something that you really need to take care of, and I always repeat it, and I will repeat it now really fast, okay? Important to in left hand and actually in position of your base, having a well gripped base, and actually if you can put your hand right here, your arm right here, and you can maintain it without this arm, you are kind of like holding it good, okay? And I encourage you also, if you want to use a strap, and having a nice comfortable position, okay? Left hand, always trying to not use a lot of this grip, okay? With the base, with the thumb right here, trying when you're playing more complex things, or more I think I don't know how to say it, but if you try to play more things, try to lift your thumb right here in the middle of the base, and trying to relax your position, and lifting or lowering your wrist and your hand and your arm will give you the position, okay? It's not stretching your fingers to go through the notes, that in a really resumed way. And for right hand, it's always important, okay? There's a lot of things you need to keep in mind in a right hand control right here. Always trying to use your thumb as a leverage for playing, always relaxed, always alternating your fingers at first, also trying to play and rest your fingers on the strings while you play, and many things that you really need to ask more specifically, so I can answer, okay? Yeah, if someone asks in the comments, you know, the usual questions that some of you guys probably already know, you can actually ask them. I think respond to them, okay? So we can go on a little bit more fast. It's always in the description. You have a lot of things that people ask, and that just shows to me how some people unfortunately are, in a way, you know, because you have a lot of information in your face, and you usually can't really see it because you're not looking for it, okay? I don't share that, but in other ways, in a more pedagogical, I think, teacher way, I always repeat myself, unfortunately, okay? So there's not much problem about that. Can you give me some advices to play songs? I mean, if I listen to a song and want to play it, it's difficult for me to know the notes. Okay, let's do something. Caro Murillo pregunta. I think, I don't know. Let's say Caro Murillo asks, let me know of a song that we can actually hear right now and I will tell you a little thing about the transcription process, or maybe the hearing process you might get. Okay, but really, in a nutshell, you need to first have a, unfortunately, to hear bass correctly, you need good headphones, and that's a thing that you will notice. If you have good headphones, you will now hear what the actual line is doing in some cases, when the mix doesn't give much advantage to the bass. But other than that, it's knowing your instrument. When you know your instrument and you hear something like this, that's such a cliche for someone that's playing a lot of time, that you will hear that and you will know that that is the thing that you're playing. Okay, and that's a thing that only time will give you. But a focus training, it's always important to know and sing along with things, so you get them right into you. Okay, singing is actually not a bad tip for you, and actually singing the intervals and knowing your intervals also, it's important. You can Google out about practicing intervals, and that will give you a lot of background to understand better music in general. I really think it's kind of like the main cell of it. There's actually good softwares of ear training that you can implement too. I think Ear Master was a software that I used, and it's a really great software. What else? I gotta say something. I usually end up not playing that much as I wish in these streams, and that's not because I don't want to play. Okay, it's because I need to ask, I need to respond to the questions, and sometimes I don't need to play to tell you something. But I think I can do something while I read. Yeah, some people can hear the bass, but it's mostly because they don't pay attention to it, and that's the thing about bass, because it's always there, and when it's not there, you will really miss it. Okay, and it's kind of like a scientific exposition to that. But some people will always say bass have no importance, maybe. And that's just a thing about truly ignorance in some parts, and we have to educate people. Okay, it's not about hate. It's not about hating other instrumentalists or whatever. You don't have to take it in an ego way. You always have to think that people that don't know something, you have the power to enlighten them in some way. Okay. You slap and pop resting your hand on the strings. Not quite. Okay, when you slap and pop, and for example, you can slap, and when you do some slapping, you have the option to slap and rest your thumb in this part, in the other string, in the next string. That will give you a little more, I think a little bit more strength while playing, and more accuracy actually. Just slapping, but I'm never resting my hand on the strings, because you will go into the realm of muting when you rest your hand on the strings. Okay, you will mute, and that's actually a thing you need to do in order to play ghost notes well. Muting with your left and your right hand, I really think so, especially when you're doing things that will not longer function if you do only muting with one or just one hand. Okay. How did you get your tone? Says someone over there. The thing about tone, I think I over time I preferred to build tone around the equipment, around the bass. Okay, I never changed bass actually, because I actually tend to like this instrument a lot, and of course that's because I know it for a long time. I know how to use it probably, but the thing about tone, as I said, it's just processing, a lot of processing, and I think I do a lot of mixing tricks. I have some knowledge in mixing and some knowledge in doing the right EQ, doing the right compression, and whatever. And I think that will give you a lot of good tone, and when you can, when you know the concepts of EQ, the concept of dynamics, the concept of those things that will actually modify your signal, because that's a thing that you can acquire by skill. Okay, if you of course if you buy a 1 million whatever equipment or bass, of course it will sound great. It should be. You spend a lot of money on it. But if you can get a good sound from really not that great things, that shows quite a good amount of skill for me. And that's what you should practice, I think, because it's easier to have something expensive. Okay. Hey, I have a question. Have you ever considered playing a 5-string? I think that's almost a frequent question now. Many people always ask me about 5-string, 6-strings, and how I wanted to have them or not. But I don't have the opportunity actually to even play. I think I played as a 5-string in some opportunity, but I just stick to it. I just stick to what I know. But I really want to have a more expanded amount of tones and then registers on bass, so I can kind of like learn it better and give it that information to you in order of playing other songs. Korn, it's probably a band that I can't play that great because I don't have a 5-string, and many other bands actually, not even in the metal realm. Of course, you have a gospel that uses a lot of low end. What else uses a lot of low end? I don't know, but in many cases it depends on that. And the P bass has a really different sound from a J type instrument, and I would love to have one also. Maybe even a fretless. I would love to have a fretless actually, but it's just because I objectively can't afford that investment for now. Okay, it's not because I don't want to. And in other countries, instruments are quite expensive, and people around my country will know it. It's not just having 3 or 4 basses, 3 or 4 guitars. Okay. When I'm going to play? Asked Philip Danko. I don't know. When someone asks me something that involves playing, I want to play. I actually have a little exercise that I just thought about yesterday, and it's about octaves. Okay, octaves are a really important thing in bass, especially because the octave in every bass instrument, it's important to mark usually the harmony, to give strength to the low part of whatever song or piece you're trying to do, and usually in in older types of music, you don't go much about a bass line just going to the octave and maybe the fifth, in some cases some other arrangement, but it's usually something. This will be always the most important notes in bass, okay? You have a tonic, maybe an A, then you have a fifth and the octave, and you can do a bass line just with that, okay? It's all about knowing your harmony and getting other notes to take care of, that makes a more richer bass line that involves getting in touch with communicating with other instruments. But you by yourself could maybe just do octaves and it's okay. Actually in a lot of songs it's okay to do it, and permitted and nice. So octaves. Here's a C, 3rd fret, A string, and then you have G string, 5th fret for the octave. That interval that is expressed physically right here in this distance, 2 frets of distance, 2 strings of distance will give you as an octave in every part of your bass, okay? That will never change. So there's a lot of intervals that will never change in position in a bass, and that's really important, because if you already know one, you can just transport this and it always will be an octave of the same note. So maybe you already know the C major scale, so it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, sorry if I messed up saying the names of the notes, because in my country and in most Latin America it's Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Okay, but in some other countries like America you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I have to think about it a lot because it's difficult. So you have that scale that is probably the most important scale to know, and we can play it in octaves, and that's a really good exercise. So check it out. You have we're going to expand this scale in just one string. In the A string you have a C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Again, C, one tone, that means one whole tone means that I'm skipping 2 frets, okay? From one whole tone to D, now to E, another whole tone, a half step just to go from E to F, then from F to G, whole, then again whole to get to A, and another whole to get to B, and finally half to go again to C. So you can play this in one string, and then we can apply the octave, and that will give you a really exhaustive exercise. Actually, look at this: C, C, D, D, E, E, F, F, G, G, A, B, B, C. So you can go something like this. That exercise, going up and down, will give you knowledge in the technique of the octave. And for that technique, you really need to know it's always index, and try to use that pinky right there, okay? It's always index pinky, index little finger, or whatever you call it, okay? Try not to do something like this, because that's the most natural position, okay? And when you're going from one note to another, you lift a little bit this note so it stops sounding, and then again from this note to this other one. They are never playing themselves at the same time, okay? So if you do it quite fast, it's actually a really good exercise for whatever amount of knowledge that you have in bass. And you will know how to play octaves along the fretboard, and you will know the basics of the major scale that you can apply and turn into whatever tonality of it, okay? If you play the same thing in G, you will have G major. Okay, and you can mess around with this a lot, okay? You can play it fast, or you can actually skip and go back. And invent yourself ways to play that better, okay? But I think I extended myself too much. Sorry, I'm not asking, I'm not responding to you. I'm from Chile. Always saying that. I'm reading some questions right now. Do you like Metallica? I love Metallica. Yeah, I like Metallica, of course. I actually discovered Metallica not being a teenager. So probably I have other influence of Metallica on me and on my music, and I never discovered them like in the more popular era of it. Do you mind if I cover every other Tool song with tabs apart from the ones you've done? I don't know. There's no problem with that, okay? You have yourself and I have myself. Some people always give me messages about, can I make a channel like yours? And of course you can. But I will ask you really in the most respectful way, that if you want to do a transcription, you really need to take care of it, okay? Give it lots of attention, lots of research, lots of hearing, because I raised myself looking at really shitty tablatures and really bad transcribed things, and I think that didn't help me that much. I usually go with whatever tablature page, and I see them, and I say, how can you do that? It's really irresponsible to just do a bad transcription, because you're trying to help people, and if you're not doing it that great, it actually gives them bad knowledge, and giving bad knowledge, it's a sin for me, okay? So try to respect your transcriptions, respect what you're trying to do. It's not that hard. It's just watching a lot of videos and trying to listen good, okay? Usually I see some tabs where you have a note right here, then a note right here, a note here, and it's unplayable, and there's many other options in which you can play that without that much effort, and people appreciate that. They appreciate that a lot, because playing something easier, it's not bad. Some people think that easy is bad, easy equals bad, and I don't share that too. So what else? I think I'm going to try to implement kind of like a text option right here, so I don't get lost in the way of knowing what we're talking about. I usually have struggles with naming the thing afterwards, but I'll do it later, okay? Would you share with us some cool licks on bass? Okay, I follow a lot of YouTubers actually, and you should actually follow a lot of them, and many of them are bass YouTubers. I mean, of course, knowing them, they always have a lot of good material on leaks, and I don't cover that part that well. I just do songs, so you can get the leaks that are in the songs, of course. But I tend to improvise, and I have some cliches that I always use that I probably took from one person. Okay, always leaks and certain figures you will end up stealing from someone. Okay, it's most of the time it's not that natural. So usually when I'm playing something in E minor, that's the one I really like, and it's not that easy, I think. Especially for that stingy note right there. The thing is knowing your context. Okay, when are you going to do that? Is when you're confronted with a minor chord, usually. Okay, and if it is pertinent to do it, you're not doing it. If you're playing probably polka, you're not going to do that thing. Okay, it's more of a blues oriented thing that you can use in the variety of different genres that has something to do with that. Okay, really funky. So for that example, you have A minor played, and on that E minor you can do something like this. It's you're marking there an E and just doing the grace note that I always told you about. It's just trying to apply from this note and doing it as fast as you can, so it sounds more like you're doing the famous appoggiatura, I think you call it, and it's just not giving that importance to that note. Okay, it's more of a passing note, and it's a hammer-on. It's just a fast hammer-on, and you repeat it again. So it's into E, into D, and you can actually analyze what part of that note is in the harmony. Okay, so E, it's a fifth from E minor. You have actually D, that is the fourth, and then you have the, and that's just part of the blues scale. Just messing around with that, with the blues scale in A minor to create the line. And you're doing something like this. For that, you really need to lose yourself behind, trying not to use your thumb, and doing a really fast on and off. Okay, and try to release yourself about strength, because if you do it that really pressed down, it will hurt you, and it will sound really not really rough. Then I'm doing it with full strength, and it sounds not that great. It's just a little touch. Okay, so oh, actually someone used the super chat. Thank you. Play the Seinfeld theme. Okay, I will do that. Let me finish with that, okay? With this, I mean. So you have this, and then you can just go through the scale. But I really like that little lick, So you can actually apply it into some kind of a A minor thing, and you can transport that to every tone you want. Even if it's not that minor, actually you can mess around with that in a major chord and see how it sounds. You always have to experiment more than just having yourself locked down because of the wrong notes. Okay, don't think that much about the wrong notes. Okay, I'm going to open the Seinfeld song. I actually don't remember it, so I have to search for it. Okay, give me some time, please. Seinfeld. This one was actually one of the first things I uploaded, I remember. Maybe not the first, but it's old now. Okay, there it is. And I think I have it. Let's go to this view. Here it is. A nice MIDI sound. Okay, let's just do the first thing, okay? So I can remember. Then maybe I can play along with it. It's not a really easy thing to do. What the fuck? Okay. Just stay right there. Okay. I think that's the first part. It's actually a really full bend, and if you don't know, this is not played in an actual bass. Okay, it's just synth. But that's the note you should get, and you really need to do a painful bend. Oh, sorry. Okay, I remember. Let's try to play along with it, okay? I need some metronome. Something like that. As you can see, I don't remember everything that I play, but it's something like that. I don't know. If you have a doubt about how to play it, we can talk about it. Okay, there's no problem. Let me do some things, and we can go again. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Damn, I love Seinfeld. I never actually saw that show. It wasn't an important thing here in my country. Okay, I remember Friends, but I don't know. Is it a good show? Should I see it? Really, I love it. I love to know if I should see it. Okay. Yeah, boy, says Jack. Thanks for the donation. What was I talking about? I don't remember. But oh, you call it semi-quaver. I think that's an eighth note. I always wanted to know how, I think in England you call it other ways, and I'm not that clear about that. Okay, the name of the bass is a Washburn Taurus T24. What's the episode with the sub-Nazi or Bubble Boy? Okay, I'll do that. I'm going to watch Seinfeld. That part, it's not that easy, okay? You have a E, E D, a lot of popping actually. It's slap, pop, and then you go and then you kind of like repeat the same thing in the lower octave. And then it's more like a highlighting the major chord, I think. Semi-breve, it's whole notes. Minim is half note, and the quavers are okay. Okay, that's good to know. It's a Washburn Taurus, the name of the bass. Crotchet, it's quarter note. Quaver is 8 note. That's good to know, man. What tools and software do you use to create the tab overlays on the videos? Okay. The software I actually use, it's called Go Play Along, and I think you all need to download that software, because I'm not promoting it and no one is paying me for this, okay? But I always promote it freely because it's a software that really helped me in this that I do, you know, because synchronizing a song with a tablature, it's almost impossible to do. It's a really hard work to do if you're not following a constant tempo. So in that matter, Go Play Along what does is you pick the tablature, you pick the song, and you can synchronize it by joining little points in it, and then you have the full song played while you have the tablature. So you're playing along with the song, the actual song, not with a fucking tablature that sounds really bad. Okay, I like that, and that inspired me to do any of this. Okay, because you have a really good animation for looking at the tablature, good highlights. You have a really easy way to do things. I like that. Unfortunately, it's not for editing, it's just for watching. And what I do is I just take that little thing as I do right here, that I'm just taking that a little portion of the software and doing this right here, and then the tablature just appears over there. Okay, that's kind of like the main thing I'm doing, but originally the whole thing looks like this. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, this is the software, and as I said, it's great because you can synchronize, you can do a lot of things. But for writing, I actually do go with Guitar Pro. Okay, I use Guitar Pro 7 now, and I've been having a little bit of troubles with it. it started not being a really great software actually. So I hope with some time and some updates, I hope it runs as I want to. But yeah, how much do you practice a day? Now I have to practice every day, and usually it's more than an hour, because I have to practice the songs that I have to upload. I have to practice every day so they get right, well executed, of course. I have to record usually always in one take, so that's another thing you need to be aware of, and if you know it better, it will take less time for me to record it. So I practice songs most of the time every day, and I usually just pick up the bases if I haven't played it in a while. Okay, it's just a thing of being accustomed to it. That's why I think practicing every day is important. It's more of a scientific way of approaching practice. Okay, I actually watched a video on, I think it was TED, that talked about how to practice well, and there's some things that I already knew, but it's important to practice and imagine yourself playing is actually a really important thing. If you're not playing and you imagine yourself playing, you're actually practicing. That's really important. So try to do that more often. How important do you say is learning solmization, solfeggio, an example, do, re, mi, whatever? So, knowing how to not just name the notes, but knowing how to sing them will give you a really different approach on music, I think, because voice is an instrument that it's in you, and if you manage to know a little bit of you, how to control your voice, how to approach music with your voice, it gives you a lot of terrain, even if you're not singing. Okay, I really think that. So I usually try to sing along with something like a major scale and trying to know the notes and C, D, F, G, A, B, C, or maybe do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, and trying to know that will give you, I think, a more expanded knowledge, definitely. And doing exercises about that, knowing harmony, everything will give you a little push in even if you're not using it in your instrument. Okay, it's more like knowing math that you will never use in real life. Probably you will never use it in real life, but the appliance of knowing that and the analytic thinking improved will give you more tools on doing other things. And that's the thing about learning. If you learn about everything, you can apply it on every other thing. But what else? Yeah. Okay, questions. Can I ask you about slapping? Actually, the string that I slap had to hit the metal thing on the fretboard because... Oh, I'm losing the question. Because when the string hit that, it makes a really bad noise and I can't hear the sound. Okay. The physics of slapping is when you slap, that sound comes from the attack of your finger, but also with the rebound that the string makes while hitting actually that little metal part that you call the fret. So if it's sounding bad, it probably has to do in some cases with the condition of the instrument. But in appliance of technique, I think it's important to know how to do it, so you can discard if you're doing it good or bad. Okay. The metal thing on the front, because when the string hit that, makes a really bad noise. I can hear the sound. Yeah, it probably has to do with the bass. Okay, I remember playing some basses that in which slapping didn't sound that good. Okay, so you should try maybe lowering a little bit the strings, or maybe raising them if you're having them too close. They won't rebound that great. So you really need to find a hot spot. But I would recommend you to go and check your bass first. Okay, so we can discard that. Can you help me learn Heart of the Sunrise by Yes? Okay, let's do something. And I think I had another question that involved knowing things by ear. I'm going to hear that song. And unfortunately, probably we won't get monetization if I do this, but I don't care. And if you want to help me with donations, I would love that. If in some other time one person wants that, I can give them more attention even. Okay. Name of the song, I don't remember. Heart of the Sunrise. Let's check for that. If it is Yes, it will probably be hard, but maybe we can hear a little thing, just a little thing, okay? And know a little bit. Okay, let's just analyze the first thing. I never heard this song, okay? But how do I know this is the note, okay? I'm pretty sure those are the first three notes. I don't know if it is tuned down or whatever, but those are the notes. How do I know that? First, I think you really need to develop ear if you want to understand how to get the first note, okay? If you get the first note, you have to go from somewhere. I tend to magically think that I hear a note and I know the register. I know it's a low register, so I discarded any other register. I'm trying to understand, okay, could it be a G? I don't have a perfect pitch, okay? So I have to find the note. How do I find it? I just go through and with little time now, fortunately, because I have some practice, I can know the note it is. So I just picked that note and I knew, okay, it can be that note. Because I also practiced intervals enough to know when I'm confronted with a unison. Okay, I'm hearing the same note and I'm listening and knowing that's the same note. Can I know that? That process involves a lot of practice, knowing the note and knowing how to sing it and have it in you and in the instrument, and you will know, okay, A flat. And then you can go along with everything just by knowing intervals, okay? How did I knew that it was going to be something like this? Because I listened to the minor second, okay? That's an interval that you may understand if you practice, and a minor second is just a semitone of distance, okay? And it's not that hard to understand because you have semitones everywhere, okay? The Jaws theme, I don't know. You have semitones in whatever song, and it's the lower space you can get, so it's usually not difficult to understand. And with that little example, you can go along with it, okay? But I mostly try not to just figure out by ear the notes. I try to listen to the intervals, so I spend less time on it. If I'd had to not understand the context of anything and just knowing the notes separately, it will take me more time, I think. Okay, knowing, okay, I hear that note, then I hear that note. No, I'm trying to play with intervals and also with hearing. I really recommend practicing even in your cell phone. I think there's a lot of apps involving knowing the notes by ear, knowing intervals, knowing chords, species, actually knowing if it is minor, major, augmented, whatever. All those other techniques that involves practice will give you more arms to know how to learn by ear, okay? Let's go with a little bit more. Then I have another minor second. It's fast too, so I have to repeat it a lot of times. I have that part. No. I have it, okay? It's that's it. So this, in a nutshell, is how do I transcribe. That little thing took me about maybe one or 2 minutes because I have some practice, because time and whatever. But if you want to listen to that and being a beginner and transcribing that little thing, it will take you long. Okay, it's a thing of a lot of practice. So I think here it should sound. So then you have a lot of minor seconds, and then that final note that you can hear quite well. And now I actually know the tonality that this song might go into. It's probably A flat. It's probably going through some pentatonic things. Okay, I know a lot of things around that little thing also that will help me going through the song and transcribing it better. Okay. Okay, sorry if I went out with that, because but I think it's good information for you to know how to play by ear. Okay, that little thing, but in some other parts it may be quite extensive. I'm not going to transcribe the whole thing because you need to pay me for that. You know that, because I think I already showed you the amount of effort that it takes. Okay. But yeah, how's the conversation right there? I think there's a lot of conversation. Who's your favorite bassist? I never talk about favorites, okay? I don't have favorites, and I try not to have them. I try to appreciate musicians equally, even if I don't actually like them. I try to take something out of them. Okay. Usually, people tend to go for the most virtuous and famous favorites, but I don't like that either. I would say I had a lot of primal influence from Flea, of course, Stone Temple Pilots, a lot of alternative 90s music, probably. Then again, a little bit of Tool. I'm just telling you the first influences, but they are not my favorites in any way. I don't have favorites in anything. Okay, I couldn't choose. That's why I say it. Who else? Don't remember now. But I think for most people, Red Hot Chili Peppers and Flea give you the first impression about bass, because bass is so important and so present that with that band I actually knew what bass was, because for me, for a lot of time, I just thought this was a big guitar that people maybe played, and maybe you have two guitars, but they are not different. Okay, I remember not having the knowledge of what a bass is, and you understand that by then learning about the thing. Okay. Por ahí dice en español, por favor. Respondo siempre preguntas en español. Ya no me pidas conversación en español, porque tengo mucha gente que mayoritariamente o no es de habla hispana o es de habla estadounidense o inglés. Pero sí voy a responder preguntas, ¿ya? Si tienes una pregunta interesante, la voy a responder en español. No hay problema. But that's it about favorites. Not much favorite things. Okay. Favorite groups, says someone right there. Okay. I have bands that I really love, but I couldn't say they are my favorite. But because that for me excludes, limits yourself, saying that you have favorites. I don't, as I said in many streams, I don't believe in fandom. I don't believe in being having idols. I don't actually believe in. I would never say someone is my idol and I want to be like them. That's just limiting yourself. Okay. But of course, I love many bands. I think I love the Beatles a lot. I love Radiohead. I love the bands that are kind of like you have to know they are the main pillar for music right now. Actually, okay, Beatles. I think not that much Radiohead, but I really like it. How music is going through them. Whatever, Pink Floyd. I actually love Nirvana. Some people hate that music because they think it has low effort, low quality, and I don't go for that. Actually, I don't. That's not a requirement for music for me. It shouldn't be. Music shouldn't be great if it is beautiful or if it is well done or if it is a virtuous thing. Okay, those are quite old visions of music, quite baroque visions of music, and I don't share them also. The bass lines for Tool are amazing, says someone right there. Timing very interesting. Yeah, of course. It's it's a really rhythmic band and a really rhythmic use of the line. Okay, you have really low amounts of notes, but the way of the rhythm goes gives you a lot of the primal energy that Tool gets. Okay, something like this. Okay, or maybe I don't remember. I think that's interesting just because of the rhythmic of it. If you have just the notes, in other not interesting rhythmic pattern, you will not have that many. You will not have an interesting line. It's just about the rhythmic part. And those are songs that are probably built around the bass, and you can know it because the main riff is made by the bass. In essence, there's many examples of that. What else? I don't remember. Don't remember. Okay. Can you go over the chorus of Californication on guitar? On guitar. Let's go to guitar. Yeah, why not? Let me change. So, if you're a usual, you know, I started with guitar actually. So, now I don't have that much knowledge. But I conserve my love for it. I think I have to lower a little bit of the gain. Well, let's go for the tablature, okay? Give me some time. I'm going to go for the tablature. No. Okay, we have it. I don't remember the chorus, but I remember this. This was a thing that I always wanted to. I think it was the fuel of of trying to learn guitar. Just this. Sorry if I'm not tuned. Let me fix that. But yeah, knowing that thing, that little thing, and I think it's inspired me a lot of taking an instrument. Actually, I remember listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers religiously when I was quite a child. But yes, I'm going to give it a little bit of a tuning right here, and we can do something. I think the chorus is mostly about strumming. I don't remember. It shouldn't be a problem. But some people don't know some things about strumming that I really want to say to you, because it may influence you if you're actually wanting to play strumming on bass. Because many people try to strum and they do it really bad. Okay, let's skip this. Then you have this. This is not the chorus. Okay, I'm going for the chorus. Always take care of the questions because I'm going to read them quite literally, okay? I'm just going for the chorus right now. That's the chorus, okay? So it's C. And that's it, okay? But when you're strumming, and when I had a lot of students just from guitar, when some beginners try to strum, they usually go like this. And whatever, and they are quite tense trying to play, and this is important, okay? Going with the tempo of the song, and always doing, in this case I'm always doing a 16th note motion, even if I'm not playing any time like that, okay? I'm just going for the motion, so it's easier for me to subdivide and pick different rhythms, okay? So I go for this. And if you look someone playing like this and they're doing different things, that's the way you should do it, okay? It should look like you're playing just this, but you're not. You're going like this, okay? Important thing for strummers in every instrument. But I don't think there's much more to say about this. I'm going to stay with the guitar a little bit. So what else we have? As usual, I don't remember how much time we have going on with this, so sorry. Probably it's been about an hour. Okay, tips for Tommy the Cat. And someone jokingly said, "Cry because you will never be as good as Claypool." Okay, I know that's a joke and whatever, I understand you, okay? But I never think that's a good advice. Don't try to elevate other people in terms of skill, okay? We are all humans, and we can actually go there and even farther if we want to, okay? Don't ever think like that I have. That's the thing about having idols and having fandom preference that I don't like, because you elevate something that is not that important. In a way, it's not that different for you, okay? We're all humans, we're all trying to do the same thing. And when you elevate or kind of make an idol of someone, you end up limiting yourself and your language and your skills, okay? Don't think about that that kind of elevation of the famous person, of the skilled person, okay? Try to think, oh yeah, I can be like them, okay, if I want to practice, but never in a bragging way, never not being humble. By the other hand, okay, try always to be humble, of course. What do your tattoos symbolize? It's just the infinite symbol. I like. I think I said it. I like the symbol, the aesthetic of it. Quite simple, but I also like the meaning of it, or the not meaning of it that we don't really understand. I think the best tip is always to have patience and learn the song slowly. Yes, I share that. I really share that. But I wanted to share something that many people think being the best player is being the most skillful, and that is not the thing. I really think, okay? I'm trying to let you know that you aim for the amount of technique that you want and you need for your music to be understood, for your way of music to be understood. But you don't really need to go, Wooten levels, or maybe Steve Vai levels, or I don't know, whatever drummer, Petrucci levels, or no, that's not a drummer. porno, yeah, or maybe other. I don't know. Okay, you have a skill for that, and you have a lot of appreciation for that, of course. But that's not the main goal of learning music. You really need to understand that. The main goal is having the tools for you to understand the music and your language. So don't elevate the skillful, because they don't want to be elevated. And if they want to, they are not that great of a person. Yeah. I've been playing for about 2 years, says Nathan. I think Nathan is a usual person coming right here. There's a lot of usuals, and I appreciate that. I've been playing about not really got into writing songs or creating riffs. Not even. I have three basses, but only one I enjoy playing. Should I get a bass or decent amp? But you already have 3 basses. Why do you need another one? I don't understand. Okay. I'm not receiving that much questions, so probably it's time to close this up. I always end up talking too much, I think. So sorry about that. And I don't know why I'm holding a guitar right now, but I also like guitar. This is my first time here, says Soko Please. And I'm having a good time. Thanks. I'm going to go back to bass, okay? I felt a little bit uncomfortable. That's the thing with having to play a lot of one instrument. You end up going back to this usually. But the usuals know the aim of the thing is trying to give you information about anything that I happen to know, and I know a little bit of guitar and a little bit of drums. If I had them right here, I'd be playing, of course. Okay. I'm going to try to play a funky solo for the end, okay? If you have any more questions for me, you can let me know. I actually going to find some backing track so I can show you a little bit of the things I've been talking about, okay? I'm going to try to show you an appliance, applying the little lick that I try to talk to you, and a little bit of the octaves probably that we talk about, and try to make that all of that into a jam probably, okay? So let's see how we can go on with that. But in the meantime, if you have any more questions, but because that will be at the end, let me know. I'm trying to give a more extensive time to this because I like it, first, and second because I think for some people it's not enough. But yes. Could you give some tips on beginning to slap, and that's the usual, of course, that I have to always say. I think I'm getting a little bit pro in saying it quick. So this part of the thumb, the most protuberant, I think, part, the most outside part of the thumb, while you do this motion, this position, goes right into the string to make a slap, and the motion is a wrist motion, okay? Not an arm motion, not a finger motion. It's wrist, always wrist. Same wrist movement goes for the popping, okay? But backwards. You go like this, up for pop, and for slap you go down, and you pick the string from behind to make a popping sound. Okay, and you let it go, so it again slaps into the fretboard. Both are slaps, technically speaking, because you're slapping into the bass, okay? But different kinds of slapping, and then you can practice with the octaves I just talked about. Maybe the same exercise actually. C, right here, 3rd fret, A string, G string, 5th fret, the octave of it. Practicing octaves with slaps go really well together, okay? And you can practice starting something like this. Remember, wrist motion, you play and you don't stop with your finger in the string. You need to let go of the, like a snapping something with a lash, okay? That's why you call it slap also, because you do more like a karate punch to the to the string, okay? You let it go so the sound goes well, and for the pop you just let go, so you go like this. That itself will take you a lot of time, because you have to play, stop, play the other note, stop again, play, stop, play, stop. They shouldn't be sounding together, okay? But that's the most basic I can tell you. And I don't get. Some people ask me when I'm just going on with something, and those questions got lost. So sorry about that. I'm going to remember you also, as someone already did. You can go to super chat, right there in the below the logo, in right at the right of the emoji thing, and in the description actually for PayPal. So you can give me a more detailed question that I will answer for a long time, okay? Other questions before we go to the final part? Yeah, sometimes you have to treat your instrument really bad, okay? There's no problem with it. You need to give it some punches if you need to. But everything is with love, okay? If I'm slapping the bass, I'm never slapping it with hate, okay? Always with consistency and knowing my limits, okay? If I do something like this, I will just damage myself, and I will damage the bass, and the bass doesn't like that. It's always, that's why I said it's more like a martial arts type of motion, and kick to it and attack to it, because when you do a punch in whatever type of martial arts, it's a controlled, focused motion, and it always backlashes into you. Okay. How long did it take you to play at an intermediate level? Okay, I think now I am in intermediate level for me. I never got to think I'm an expert. Okay, so for me it was about 6 or 7 years of practice. Not every day, of course. Every day for about 3 or 4 years because of the channel. But some people say that you need a lot of years to become an expert, and I think that's true in some aspect. But that doesn't imply that even being a beginner, you can do something with your knowledge and creating a language. Okay, music is an art of limitations for sure, and we are struggling with limitations even if we're an expert. So you should know that and understand that probably you will never be the best, and being okay with that. Okay. But being okay with your inner goals and language, that's important. The base costed about I don't know how to translate it into dollars, but it's a really middle type of expensive base. It's not that expensive. It's quite cheap. Maybe a couple more questions and we're done. ¿Te ha pasado que el bajo a veces se siente duro? ¿Por qué pasa eso? ¿Necesitas ser ajustados por el clima? Sí, a veces cuando hace mucho frío, definitivamente el bajo toma algún cambio en su temperatura y eso puede influir. Los cambios de temperatura no le hacen bien a los instrumentos generalmente. Pero a veces es porque uno está duro. A veces es porque uno está también con una técnica que quizás no lleva mucho tiempo tocando, o por un tiempo, qué sé yo. Uno se acostumbra definitivamente al instrumento. Clipman asks, hey, sorry for coming late, but last week I asked you to teach me Orion, that part that goes like 19, 17, 16, very fast. I know you have already been here 1 hour. Okay, so you came late again, because I think I'm closing this. But I also think you really need to be a little more specific. I would love it if you give me the number of the bars, so we can go right into it, okay? Everyone should listen to Jamiroquai. Their bass lines are awesome, for sure. For sure, everyone should listen to it to know how to create a really simple, not simple, but rhythmically kind of like a root for a song. You know when a song is bass oriented, and that means that it was created mostly around a bass line. So there's a lot of power in those songs for you to understand things. ¿A qué edad empezaste a tocar? Partí tocando bajo 19, me parece, 20 años. Y guitarra desde los 12, 13 quizás. Algo así. Is this your last stream tonight? Because you're sometimes do 2 on Fridays? No, I always do 1 on Fridays, okay? And I'm trying to do it a little bit longer. I think we're going for about 2 hours now, so I'm just feeling it now in my soul that I want to leave So if you have any more other things, and we can go to the backing track and maybe mess around a little bit. The Twitch streams are going on, but they are not consistent in time in terms of dates. Okay, I do them whenever I want to. Actually, always when I had to I had to transcribe and stream, and I didn't like that much, because it makes the transcription thing a little bit uncomfortable for me, and I don't like that. I want that to be more an expedited thing for me, because that's the most concentration I need. So talking and transcribing, they don't go too well together. So I'm just now streaming when I want to play the songs that I'm preparing, and I'm streaming when I want to just play two backing tracks or just mess around. So if you want to hear me more of my way of playing, you can go to the streams, of course. I think someone can ask about many people ask about the same things, and I know you can't know that they already have been asked, but if someone in the comments want to help me with that, I would love to, certainly, especially for the usuals that talk a lot and spam a lot. I appreciate that, of course, but if you want to do some good also, because I know you know it, try to answer them, okay? But this is all for questions for today, okay? I'm going to jam along with whatever and see what we can do. I want to download a software that's called Band in a Box that I usually used, and it's great for creating backing tracks in whatever chords. But for now, I'm going into YouTube. I just typed backing track bass, and I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, it's A minor, says. That was nice. Okay. Well, as you can hear, I tried to do some of the things, but mostly was just messing around, doing a little bit of the octaves and a lot of this. And it was A minor, okay? So maybe we can talk about another time about how can you manage to do some improvisation, I think. But it's simpler than it sounds. I could say that to you. I'm not the best actually in improvising something. But yes, this is the end. So thanks everyone for watching this. So much for being a subscriber, being a follower on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, for being a patron if you are. Really important, because they are everything that gives me the pleasure to do this full time, and I'm always trying to improve myself because of that, because you are the ones that move this movement, this channel. So thanks so much for that. And whatever else I forgot. Yeah, if you want to actually buy some merch, I have a campaign that you can access on the description. I have mugs, I have some t-shirts, what else? Many other things that you can check all in the description. You can donate in whatever type of currency that you have. If you have a card and whatever support you want to give will all go into creating more of this, more of the what you know, more new things, and supporting music and learning of music. It's important. So every one of us should be a teacher, to be should have the responsibility of kind of like give knowledge to people that want it, okay, and give good knowledge. So goodbye, and thanks to the usuals that go over there. Try not to get too much of the memes on the chat. I would appreciate if the amount of memes it's lowered a little bit, but keep the memes. Memes are good. Y gracias también a toda la gente que escuchó en español. De todas maneras, muchas gracias a todos. That's it. Goodbye.